My name is David Weiss, and in this video, I am going to debunk and destroy Round Earther Dave, who claims to be a professor. So sit back, relax, and let's begin the video.
Hey everyone, so some of you may be aware of my recent foray into the Flat Earth community, most notably with this lengthy response to the Globe Busters.
Dave, no one cares. No one is listening. You've got it all wrong and keep getting it wrong. I'll try to explain it to you again in this video.
For about 2 months now, the comments section of that video has been a consistent hotbed of activity, with hundreds of Flat Earthers stopping by to share their opinions.
Dave, you should be thanking them. Here are thousands of intelligent, well-educated people who know the truth and want to share it with you. They flock over to attempt to enlighten you and educate you, but all you do is put your blinkers up. How can we help you if you're not willing to listen and learn, Dave?
For people who claim that globe-tards just repeat what they were told in school, you guys sure do all say the exact same things. And I don't just mean the same arguments, I mean the same things word for word, like they were copied and pasted from some manifesto.
Of course, we're all saying the same thing, Dave. Do you know what that is, Dave? It's the truth, Dave. Dave, how can I help you understand this? How can I put this so even you can understand it? Look, if you pick up a golf ball and we want to tell you what the golf ball is, we'll describe the golf ball to you. We all know what a golf ball is, so all of us that come to explain it to you are going to tell you the exact same thing. The golf ball isn't going to suddenly change. Come on, Dave, I'm trying to help you here.
This is because you all watch the same ridiculous YouTube videos made by the same handful of con men, and you all quote them verbatim without applying a shred of critical thinking.
Dave, there's no need to be so smug. We're all trying our best to help educate you, and all you can do is attack. Take a moment, relax, and try to take in what you are being shown and told.
So now that I am intimately familiar with your greatest hits, I just had to make one more video so that I could share the 10 things that all Flat Earthers say.
Great, Dave. 10 things we all say. Let's hope you've learned something. I'll correct and re-educate you if you get confused.
If you're a regular person and you haven't seen my other 2 Flat Earth videos, you may want to check those out first for a little bit of context.
So your lies need context? Come on, Dave. Stop misleading your audience and start embracing the truth.
But if you're a Flat Earther yourself, don't bother. I'll be speaking directly to you throughout this video.
Well, I certainly hope so, Dave. We've been waiting for you to get to the point now for like 30 minutes. You just keep going on about stuff that isn't relevant. Just begin already, Dave.
Let's begin. Number 1. One extremely problematic side effect of taking the globe and flattening it out into a plane is that gravity makes no sense, and there is no reason for things to fall to the ground.
What do you mean there's no reason for things to fall to the ground? You can't be this dense, Dave. I've done thousands of videos explaining this to you, and I know you've watched them, Dave. Can you not comprehend the simple things we tell you? Dave, look, I'll explain it again for you, okay? Now, pay attention, Dave. The reason things fall to the ground is because of the magnetic ionized inverted gyroscopic waves. The inverted gyroscopic waves react with the ionized magnetic particles, thus reacting with the motion of things within the dome. What goes up must come down, Dave. It's not rocket science. Try to keep up. You claim to be a professor, don't you, Dave?
All objects accelerate towards the ground at 9.8 meters per second squared. That's an indisputable fact.
Yeah, we know, Dave. We don't disagree with that, and that works perfectly with our model.
And it is also an indisputable fact that any acceleration requires a force to produce it.
That's true, Dave. And we also don't disagree on that. We've explained this force to you countless times now, and if you don't understand it, rewind this video and rewatch it, Dave.
This is how cars drive, planes fly, people walk, cats jump. It's how literally all motion works.
That's right, Dave, and that works the same way on the flat Earth. Your first point hasn't debunked anything regarding the flat Earth model.
Even charlatans like the Globe Busters accept at least this much.
Now come on, Dave, that isn't nice. Is it at all possible for you to make one video about us addressing the facts without the insults? Or is that all you can do? And yes, we agree on these points. Any chance you can get to your point, Dave?
Which is why they go off on their rants about magnetic magic, as you may have seen in my previous video.
Magnetic magic? What are you talking about, Dave? How many times do we have to go over the buoyancy of the magnetic ionized inverted gyroscopic waves, which react with the inverted gyroscopic Tropicanian Thorpe, which alters the density of the ionized magnetic particles? And are you thick or something, Dave?
But quite comically, most flat earthers don't even do this. Most of you address this problem by simply listing two words: density and buoyancy.
Well done, Dave. You're almost there.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but these are not forces.
We know, Dave. We've already been over this. Try to keep up, Dave.
Forces are vectors. They have a magnitude, which means a numerical amount.
Okay, we're going to fast forward a bit of this because Dave just dribbles about stuff we already know in an attempt to show his followers how smart he is.
And a direction, which means they have to point somewhere. Density is simply mass per unit volume, or how much matter sits in a particular space. It doesn't point anywhere. And buoyancy is simply a measurement of an object's tendency to float. So allow me to repeat, these are not forces.
And we never said they were, Dave. Allow me to repeat. They work in conjunction with the Jᴏɪᴛ Tğᴇ protovibes. Please pay attention to the videos I make.
This is trivial to prove. You say that objects fall down because they are more dense than the air below them. Why down? Why not up? Or sideways? When you let go of a ball, there is air all around it. How does it know to fall down? Also, objects fall down when they're in a vacuum, which means there is no air below them. What's happening there? Face the facts. Things accelerate down towards the ground because of a downward force. That force is gravity, which pulls everything towards the center of the Earth, which is its center of mass. Denser things displace less dense things because gravity exists. More mass means a greater gravitational attraction. This is clearly why things that are less dense than water float on water. Again, because gravity exists.
We know, Dave. We've heard that from you a million times. And we've already been over this and debunked it fully. Move on to your second point, please.
Number 2, flat earthers all say, I shouldn't see this thing, but I do, so the earth is flat. Then to justify this claim, you all say the same thing, typically with no context whatsoever. 8 inches per mile squared.
You shouldn't see those things, Dave, if you were on a globe, which you're not. Listen, I've made it easy for you. If you go to flatearth.com, you can download my app. It's only $3 and $11 a year if you want the full services. All of these questions you don't understand are in the app and will help explain these things to you. I'm going to fast forward him again as he just dribbles more about mathematics to show his followers how smart he is.
None of you have any idea what this means. You can't derive it. You can't calculate anything with it. You can't make a prediction with it. You can't tell me anything about this value at all. When I point this out to you, you get very angry, and instead of answering simple questions, you just link me to a bunch of videos made by con men. Well, I'm sorry, friends. Those people are doing incorrect math, or lying, or both, and they are counting on the fact that you won't do any math at all to check up on them. 8 inches per mile squared is not a valid way to measure Earth's curvature. If you understood math, you immediately see that this squared on miles is totally out of place. That's because this is a parabolic approximation.
Dave, your soul is hurting. I can feel it. You need to connect with your creator. It's the only way you'll be able to make sense of this all.
Number 3, all flat earthers say the same two things about water. The first is, water doesn't curve, and the second is, water finds its own level.
Those are two very good points you brought up there, Dave. Water doesn't curve, and water finds its own level. Do you understand those points, Dave? I'm presuming not.
The second phrase is completely meaningless, so the fact that you all say that exact thing verbatim is just one of the many demonstrations that you all blindly repeat what you hear without giving it a moment's thought.
What do you mean it's completely meaningless? Have you given it a moment's thought? You can't just say it's meaningless because you don't understand it, Dave. I'll explain it to you, Dave. You got water, right? And you know what a curve is, right, Dave? We'll put those together. You can't. Why can't you, Dave? Let me tell you why. Because water doesn't curve, Dave.
Number 4, you are all quite perplexed about how Earth's atmosphere can exist next to the vacuum of space. This one is rather amusing because what's happening is that since you have no science education, your only context for the word vacuum is a vacuum cleaner.
Well, that sucks, doesn't it, Dave?
And again, because you have no science education, none of you understand how a vacuum cleaner works.
Like I said, it sucks, doesn't it, Dave?
Which is a problem because you seem to think that outer space is a vacuum cleaner.
None of us have ever said outer space is a vacuum cleaner, Dave. If you want to know what a vacuum cleaner is, Dave, come to one of our Flat Earth meetups each month. We're consistently getting over 50 people each month now. And last month, even a girl showed up.
Number 5, one of your favorite little gotcha challenges is to request that we demonstrate how water can stick to a ball spinning at 1,000 miles per hour.
And you still haven't been able to demonstrate that, Dave. I'm going to skip to the next point because nothing Dave says here disproves the existence of the flat Earth.
Number 6, lots of you say that moonlight is cold. This is astonishing for a number of reasons. The first is that it is not related to any claim you could possibly be making in order to argue for a flat Earth.
Moonlight is cold, Dave. Have you ever stepped into it? And when have any of us used this fact to validate the existence of the flat Earth? Never.
But the second and much more important detail is that it is the perfect demonstration of the fact that you have no clue how science works.
Dave? Dave. We don't need to know how science works to step out in front of moonlight. We don't need to know what science is to feel cold when we do this. Are you dense or intentionally misleading your audience?
Number 7. Many of you say some unintelligible nonsense about water flowing uphill, or that on the globe model some rivers flow uphill. This one is so stupid that I genuinely can't believe any human could fall for it.
Nuh-uh.
Number 8. Many flat earthers remain dumbfounded by the idea that the Earth is slightly closer to the sun in winter than in summer.
Dave, so what if we're confused and puzzled by your magical globe Earth theory? We're confused because it don't make sense. Just because we're confused by your magic doesn't invalidate the flat Earth model, Dave.
Number 9. Many flat earthers refer to the body of scientific knowledge as scientism. This is meant to be derogatory, implying that science is a religion. I'm very sorry, but saying this just demonstrates that you know nothing about science and probably didn't pass a single science class in high school.
Dave, you're making this too easy for me. Just because you and other globe earthers are triggered by what we call your science doesn't mean your globe model is correct, nor does it disprove the flat Earth model.
And to wrap things up, number 10.
I was hoping this last point was going to challenge me and give me something to explain to you, but alas, nothing here. Just more about what we believe rather than attempts to debunk our flat Earth. You've gone soft, Dave.
The pièce de résistance. The claim that we have all been indoctrinated. That we have been brainwashed. By schools, by the government, by NASA, by Freemasons, by Hollywood. Take your pick.
All of the above, Dave. All of the above.
So get angry, call me a shill, call me whatever you want. I guarantee that many of you will bring up these 10 things I just talked about while commenting on this very video, demonstrating that you didn't even watch any of it.
Dave, I'm not angry. I'm not going to call you a shill. You're just uneducated on this topic. And this video proves you weren't able to debunk the flat Earth and you had 10 points to bring up to do this. And Dave, I did watch your entire video.
Most of the rest of you will avoid addressing anything I said and just vomit a bunch of other different flat Earth talking points.
No, Dave, I addressed every single point you brought up without vomiting any additional points. And in doing so, totally destroyed each and every point you brought up.
But maybe a portion of you will have the courage to accept that you've fallen for a hoax. It's not that big a deal. Many of us have fallen for hoaxes or been manipulated at one time or another, myself included. Just admit that to yourself and walk away.
You're right, Dave. I 100% agree with you. I did fall for a hoax. Do you know how I pulled myself out from it and discovered the truth, Dave? I'll tell you, Dave. I looked into the globe Earth model and attempted to prove it was true, and in doing so found out it was all a lie. That's how I woke up, Dave. You can do the same, Dave. I'll pray for you.
And when you're ready to learn science in earnest, my tutorials will be waiting for you. Thanks for watching.
Dave, this is all programming and pride. Lose your pride and challenge your programming. Many times you claim we flat earthers don't have a model. We do. If you go to my website and download my app, there is a full model available there, which you can try to debunk, but will be unable to do so. Even better, Dave, I'll give you 3 Bitcoin if you are able to prove to me the Earth is a globe. Once you realize the Earth is flat, you'll find the creator. Until next time, don't believe anything I say.